What's going on? What's going on? Peace and blessings, everybody. It's your boy Jay Taylor. You already know Voices for the Voiceless. So Saturday afternoon, I believe it's the 13th. Let me make sure. I want to get in. No, it's December 14th, Saturday, December 14th. Want to make sure I get the right date. But yeah, it's coming briefly. Last night I was doing some writing, so I missed the live over there with Big Vassal. Shout out to Vidna, catching some of the playback. Um, but yeah, they had a very good live over there. So shout out to Big Vi opinion. Um, yeah, so as the title says, I know they touched on the Jay-Z thing, but as the title says, yeah, I guess we could start there. But with the whole Jay-Z accuser does an interview, I just watched the clip of the interview. It is my thing. This is why it's very important for people to not form an opinion just because an allegation was brought forth. Once you unravel what the actual allegations are, then you start to see the discrepancies. Like, you hear how salacious it sounds, a 13-year-old girl, and they're saying that two grown men at the time, Jay-Z and P. Diddy, was supposed to R-word this little poor girl, who apparently is autistic, which is a grown lady now. They say she's about 38 years old now. And this happened over 20 something years ago, 25 years ago. So, you know, some of the inconsistencies is that for me, off the bat, was how did a 13-year-old girl get in the vicinity of P. Diddy and Jay-Z to begin with, right? So instead of reacting emotionally, I don't have a dog in the fight either way it as it pertains to Jay-Z or P. Diddy. So I'm just neutral when it comes to information that's presented. So, you know, apparently this young girl that's autistic went from one part of New York to another part of New York, Rochester, New York, to Brooklyn or something like that. I mean, it's like a 5 hour away situation, and how does a 13-year-old get there? Well, according to her, to get to this event that they were at or whatever, a friend drove her 5 hours. It just dropped her off. I'm assuming. I mean, this is insane. So I mean, if you're 13 years old, of course you're not old enough to have a driver's license, and I'm pretty sure you're not 13, hanging around, you know, people that can drive. You're not hanging around with 16 or 18-year-olds. You would assume. So what friend, you know, would take this 13-year-old girl 5 hours away and just leave her there? You know what I'm saying? Did another friend uh steal their parents' car and hey, we just gonna take you to where Jay-Z and P. Diddy at? Like, huh? Back in 2000, and just drop you off there. So that was like crazy in it being in itself right there. Like that situation was crazy right there. Like, how do you explain that? And then when you get there, you say, you know, P. Diddy and Jay-Z there, and off the bat, he just told you to cut shit, and he just rapes you. Like, what? Like, come on, man, in front of another female celebrity that is still not named, that's anonymous right now. P. Diddy and Jay-Z took turns R wording this 13-year-old, and another female was there. Um, Hold on one second, guys. My bad, y'all. Just got a call. But yeah, so all of this is just, this what would I leave off? So they're taking turns R wording this young girl, and then all of a sudden she walks a few miles away to a payphone, calls her father. Her father picks her up 5 hours away. I mean, it's insane. And then the father comes out and says he has no recollection of this ever happening. Huh? And see, that's the thing. People come out and make these outlandish uh, claims that defy logic. You know what I'm saying? And people just run with it and they make a fool of themselves on social media because they just want to believe the worst instead of just, hold on. This is this doesn't make any sense. It makes absolutely no sense. So instead of just running with stuff off the cuff, fall back and wait for the details to surface. Because now this attorney that's representing her looks like a complete idiot and a clown. You know what I'm saying? Because you running around and you talking about Jay-Z and P. Diddy. They got, a super law team. So what attorney in their right mind would go up against, you know, with some outlandish, can't be can't be true, defies logic allegations against somebody like Jay-Z and P. Diddy. You know what I'm saying? And these were similar allegations if people would have just looked at the transcripts in R. Kelly situation. Like y'all just hear we so emotionally, you know, charged by our word that we and young girls that we don't look and listen to the allegations. I remember with Kales, it was a story of some girl from in the case supposed to have been like 14, 15 years old, went on an airplane, you know, from Michigan to Chicago, and like, how do you get on an airplane by yourself with no ID, no, adult chaperone? You just Kales gave you a password that you gave to the flight attendant, huh? And then you took a flight by yourself to Chicago, limousine come pick you up, take you to the hotel. Kales right there, and how do well, no, Kels wasn't there. You get in the limousine, go to the hotel, you book the room at the hotel at 15 years old with no ID. I guess you gave them a password too. And then you go to the room and Kels come later on after the show. He Y'all don't even have any type of sexual intercourse because he couldn't perform, for lack of better words. And then he leaves, and then you get back in a limo back to the airport, get a password again, I'm assuming, and fly all the way back to Detroit, Michigan. Huh? And see, when people, they just run with the narrative, they don't do any research of these outlandish claims against these celebrities, and they just run with it because why? People love to see people who are on top. They love to see when a giant falls from grace. It's entertaining. You know what I'm saying? It's entertaining when you see people fall from grace. And I said in the last video when I talked about the situation with Jay-Z and how he came out so adamant about, this is y'all should be trying to pursue criminal charges instead of trying to sue people. You know what I'm saying? When he came out, that statement said you're not getting one red penny, and he meant that and he stood on that. You know what I'm saying? So um, I think they gonna have to back way up off of Jay-Z. His legal team is not playing and he not going. But we shall see how this. Like I say, I had no dog in the fight. I'm just sitting back like everybody else watching it, and it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But let's pivot a little bit to the whole Remy Papoose situation. And see, this is another thing, man. Keep y'all relationships if you're smart. If y'all going through problems, if you having issues, if you happy, if you sad, keep it off the internet, especially if you have children. Because we didn't have to know none of this was going on. Apparently, the history with Pat and Remy Ma. Remy Ma back in the day caught a case where she um, shot a friend that she alleged was stealing from her out of purse. You know what I'm saying? So in that situation, when she caught the case, she did like 7 years in prison. Her and Papoose was together. He stood by her side, held her down the whole 7 years, took in her son as his son, and raised him and everything like that. Stand up guy. Stood by Remy every step of the way when she came home. He was there. They got married. They had the reality show. They was in hip hop. They was the symbol of and the example of black love. Yada yada yada. You know what I'm saying? And with that, Remy came home, continued her success as a rapper. Terror Squad with Fat Joe. She had several hit records. Like I say, the reality show. So she's pretty much like the breadwinner in their relationship, and that's good to note that. You know what I'm saying? Because for later in the conversation with this. But recently, I guess, it been turmoil. And Remy, I don't know, maybe she's trying to go through her little whole stage or something. I mean, because now she home, she didn't got really fit. She didn't really got into the gym and working out. She looks amazing. Her body looks great. She's looking better than she ever has. She's about 45. She's in her mid-40s and she's looking amazing. So shout out to Remy for, getting in shape and really holding it down. You know what I'm saying? And I'm guessing she must be wanting to step out there. And if that's the case, you have a conversation with your mate. Look, man, I want to be single for a while. Just be honest. You know what I'm saying? But no, what she does, she got her own battle rap league. That's another thing. And she ends up dating, basically one of her workers. That's a battle rapper, uh, easy to block copy, and they having very disrespectfully in the open, they're being seen places as a couple, and Papoose get winds of it, ran down on them, I can't. It was allegedly, but now I guess Papoose has confirmed that he knocked the guy out. He said because you know he shook my hand and then he slept with my wife. You know what I'm saying? So she's sleeping with the help. You know, basically a watered down version of Papoose. Uh, and Papoose ran down on the guy, touched him up. And the reason why we know this is confirmed now because Papoose says he has moved on. Now, Remy, all this Papoose never said nothing about in the media. He never confirmed anything. But now that Papoose is starting to move on, he got he's starting to date Clarissa Shields, which is a female UMC fighter. You know what I'm saying? Got them hands, world champion several times. So, Papoose is dating her now openly. And he said that, Remy saw that and now she want to take the social media, big mistake. You know what I'm saying? Keep your situations off the social media. And now it blown out of proportion to where now the blogs and everybody talking about it. Now Papoose forced in a situation where he has to, you know, um, respond. It's just a big mess. Clarissa going back and forth with Remy, it's just a big mess, and it just, like I said, Papoose came out saying that, hey, I've been asking for a divorce for a long time now. She did her thing, I'm doing mine, but she won't give me the divorce. And that's back to what I was saying as far as the breadwinner aspect of it. Because if she divorces him, then she's gonna be liable to pay the alimony because she makes more money. So maybe that's why she's holding out on that. But I think Remy is definitely in the stage where she's getting a lot more attention from the opposite sex, and she wants to just get at she wanna run the streets one last time before she too old to do it. She actually too old now, but that's just my opinion on that. But yeah, man, I just wanted to tap in with y'all right quick, touch on them two subjects. Once again, man, keep your information and your business off the internet, especially if you have children. Because now just imagine Remy and Pat's children have to bear the brunt of all this stuff on the internet. Social media is not the place to air out your business, to go back and forth with people. Man, just leave that alone as far as your personal life. Just, do content, present content. You like to make people laugh, you like to inform people. Social media is a place to network and provide entertainment, not at your own expense of your personal business. And this Remy and Pap situation is a clear example of that. So, man, voices for the voiceless. We love y'all. Have enjoy the rest of your weekend. Um, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace and blessings. One.